Right, guys. Right, I just did that the wrong way. Right, this has got to be. Welcome to the channel. This has got to be sorted out. This and that has got to be sorted out, and that down there, and put in this car and taken away to the recycling centre. Let's get that off, that rubber thing. Right, a lot of tins, recycling. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of reward in it. Yeah, I nearly said something. Well, why wouldn't you want to say it? Well, because. So here we go. Right, gang, I had actually a fantastic idea for a tripod. Are you going to tell us what it is? Yeah, well, I've got these tripods quite a lot, and normally have like a thing on it with a little screw in it, a little bolt. And I think the idea is that the camera or whatever you're using as an attachment, and you just fix it to the tripod. And I've sold them quite a lot, usually for a £5, £10, these tripods. And I just realised today, I said you can use your phone, the attachment thing from Home Bargains on the tripod. I thought, that's a brilliant idea. So I'm going to go and get one of these. I've got them in the van actually, because I've got them, I sell them, right? So I'm going to get one of them, and I reckon I'm positive that's going to work. How positive? Well, it's designed to go on a windscreen, so yeah, it might be I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's going to work, yeah. And the reason I haven't done it right now is because I need to get on with this and try and catch up with this, right? So let's join me and we'll get on with this, right? Okay? Put the keys there. Right. So, it's always difficult dealing with people. People with mental health problems. And so, I had an issue with somebody today. And instead of arguing with them, I left where I was. Now, I went and wrote it all down because I typed an email about it. And when I actually felt, when I really went into the details of it all, I felt quite childish that I walked out on this meeting. So on the one hand, you've got to be strong and robust. On the other, you've got to protect yourself. And a lot of times, so that's the thing in life, a lot of times in life, you could have saved yourself a lot of hassle if you could simply walk away from a situation. So I think it's actually quite a strong thing to do, is to walk away, run away, walk away. And you've got people saying, well, it's your responsibility, you should have been responsible and stayed and faced it. You don't have to face abuse. If you're getting abused, you leave. So that's what I did in that particular situation today. I believe I was being abused in it. I kind of know what it's all about, or what I think I know what it's about. And it's because this lady, see, when you talk about what something's about, how far do you go? Like, it's a deep-seated resentment. So, ostensibly, this particular individual is not happy because I've avoided giving her lifts in my car. And that's what started. And another thing, we had a discussion about recreational, substances a couple of weeks ago. And she said it's never done her any harm. And I pointed out that it's not her place to it's like mark her own homework, and she went off in a huff and slammed the door. So maybe I go too far with people. I tell people things that they don't want to hear. So I think that's where it came from. Was I don't think, I've heard people in the past, I've known a lot of people, if you suggest, they say these substances are harmless, they're not harmless. So why should you listen to them and let them lie to themselves and everybody else that these substances are harmless when they don't actually know? And the whole definition of certain substances that they are actually illegal, so you're not going to know exactly what's in them because you don't know what the ingredients are. So I'm trying to be careful with my words here, but we're talking about illegal substances that are prevalent and fairly easy to obtain. And my point was, and I think that's probably what really upset her, because it's the truth. And she knows it's the truth. She wants to fight, and it's probably because she's still taking them. So that's probably what the problem is. Yep. And I came along. So I'm quite a strong person, actually, in some ways. Even though I do run away, and I did run away. And that's because I didn't want to fight. So now, for me, so it's difficult. So you've got to appear to be a reasonable person. So I think with me, once I get to a certain state with you, I will, like, I will, it's me finished, sort of thing, you know. And I think that's probably happened there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she can move on. She could learn from it, or she might not. I don't need to learn from her because I've met people like that before, and that sounds arrogant, doesn't it? I don't need to learn from her. Is that arrogant? I think it is. I think we all learn from each other, and I think it was wrong what I said there. I don't need to learn from her. Yeah, it probably is. I think what I was trying to say was that I've come across people like that before. It doesn't mean to say that people don't have, they shouldn't be valued as members of the world. It doesn't mean that. I think that we all have to, I think we have to be accountable, and this lady's refusing to be accountable. And that's what I mean. She's not being accountable. She's going to have to be accountable, because what happens when you die, or leading up to your death, that's when things, then you can turn around and say, was I accountable? No, I wasn't. So it's better to get it over with now and seek forgiveness while she still can. And I believe that spiritual stuff. I think it's real, and I think it's true. Sometimes I can do things differently. I'm not not perfect by any means, and maybe I think I'm a bit too hands-on. Sometimes I say things too, just come out with it, and it's the truth. Maybe I shouldn't bother, you know. Right, so we've got this aluminium. Some things are difficult, like, so that's like some kind of brass. It's like some kind of, it's a plug, but it's not, it's, if you scratch into it, so it's got some kind of brass, it's what you call mixed brass. If you can get the plastic off, do that. This is bits off of plugs. That's what this is. You got your magnet here. Make sure it's always handy to have two of these magnets. It can be a bit soul destroying doing this, maybe. It's like, you know, I can't be bothered, you know, but I usually do get through it. I am here to help people, but I'm not here to be abused, I think is essentially what I was trying to say. And that was abusive, what I experienced today. And the good news is that I didn't participate in it. So what happens is people put up a smoke screen if you're not careful, and then they'll make the noise. They'll be able to get away from the initial. It's quite a common psychological tactic. They will use you as a smoke screen to cover up their own, and then they don't have to do anything. But what happened today didn't really work out for that lady. But she can twist reality to suit herself. But as I said, it's not really, it's not in my interest to get involved with petty arguments with people, especially when there's nothing in it for me. It's always better to be safe. They're always going to be safe. Well, be safe. You know? So keep out of things if you can. That's what I did. You might argue that talking about it is not keeping out of it. I think I get your point. I think that would be right. But this is my platform and I use it for talking about human behaviour. So I think in that point of view, it's acceptable. Given this is my safe space and nobody's forcing anybody to watch it. You know, so that's steel. We need to get a steel bucket out here. So that's like that. But I think the type of person that I'm talking about will try and can carry on arguing about it. It's just the type of person. What's that? Is that aluminium or brass? I think it's aluminium. I don't actually know. It's probably brass. So these things have got these are not the best. I need to get another pair of pliers now. I've got this device here. This is oh my god. Oh. See the mess? The mess these things cause, you have to pick it all up afterwards. Brass. The neighbour's funny wee dog. Aye. So I think Jesus knows when you're not being accountable. Yes, he does. Jesus knows. He can tell. Jesus knows and he can tell. He can see everything. All-seeing Jesus. Ooh, ah! Oh! Oh! What? I think we're going to have to cut this with the hacking sawing. There's a copper pipe in there. Like, watch this, we'll wear our glove. Oh! Oh, yeah. And the hacksaw. If you start cutting through your hand, stop. Yes. I was looking on Facebook. Somebody set on a Kia Magentis 2 litre leather seats now, and it's the older type with the round headlights. And I actually thought, that's an amazing car, but it's £1,200, so it was, I think it was £2,000, and it's now, and I looked at that and I thought, that's a nice car, but it is, what it is, Hubnut's videos is kind of what I used to do. I didn't do videos, but I used to do what he does. Picking up cars, driving cars, travelling all over the country, and it's all that, just for that. and I kind of miss it, and that's what got that going. What he does is he buys unusual cars and videos the journey. He does, so they're actually really interesting videos, but I don't watch them because I don't like them. You don't like them? Merhams. Screwdriver. Amazon's out there. Did I buy anything on Amazon? No, it's not Amazon. Wow, you just need to be cracked. They've probably been on here for years. So I think probably, we don't want to bore you because it's going to take hours to sort all this out. But I think you get the gist of what's going on here. Probably. So that's just steel on there, but that's like a rubber stuff. This really should be taken off. Is it really worth the hassle taking that off? We'll just throw that in the scrap bin. Oh no, look, it's coming off, look, it's coming, it's coming. That's it, for the most part. Oh! What's this? Call that brass. What's this? Is this aluminium? Well, whatever these things are, they don't belong on there. These things, they are plastic or something. That's steel. I believe this casing is aluminium. Right, what's this? That's aluminium. There's a little bit of steel in it, but it's got a little bit. It's got a steel thing in there. I mean, I could smash that off, but then it'd make it totally pure aluminium. See, I really should probably get the steel bit out, but I could do that with a mere ham. It's aluminium shatters. Pick up the bits. That's that out. Yeah, so that's a steel bit there, because I unscrew now. Well, why didn't you just unscrew it right from the start? Well, it's not, I don't think it's... At the end of the day, it has to be clean. You know, if you're taking it to... It has to be clean. It's not unscrewing. Just put it in a steel. Right, that's that. It's this cable. This baby is, these things never last. You know, the batteries go in them. What we've got inside should have a lead acid battery in here. It's been lying in the shed for years. It was probably knackered when I got it. I'll do it up here so you can see what I'm doing. I don't even know if you can. You got to watch you don't get in a position where you're actually in a case of, I'm going to win this. I could feel that coming on with me. I think you need to resist that, because nobody wins anything in these petty arguments. But all you're really doing is trying to de-escalate. You know what somebody's like, because they've shown you what they're like and their behaviour. Their behaviour doesn't change, but you can change. You can actually change the world by trying to change something, and you can try and do that. Or you can avoid it. So for that particular individual, some really tough lessons should be learned. The behaviour, the lack of boundaries. I don't know why that is. Upbringing. Why have I behaved the way I've behaved? Why has my behaviour been so bad? You know, this is so. Right. So what we've got here is we've got this little battery. Electric factory, sealed rechargeable battery. And there's the thing for the, that's a wee thing for, we'll keep that, that's maybe handy for blowing up the rubber doll, not the rubber doll, not rubber doll, what the fuck is you want a rubber doll? blowing up the Houses of Parliament. Nope. Blowing up the dinghy. The dinghy that I've got. Dinghy? The dinghy. The dinghy? You want to blow up the dinghy? Have you wondered what they're like inside? Well, there you go. You see it right now. I don't even know. Well, yeah, they should take it. Should take it. I was just saying, is this live? Well, there's no power in it. There's no power, so it's not going to be live. Is it? Can I watch what you're doing with the acid, eh? These things in the face here are actually probably quite, well, that's slack, but they're not that safe, are they? The shifting spanner. It's not going to work. I'll have to get the bin out as well. The green wheelie bin. Wheelie bin time. Why am I putting this on here like that? I don't know. It's wheelie bins. Is that a bolt behind that cover? I think it is. Couldn't you have just used the knife? Where's your knife? You got a knife? Got one? I always try and make sure now that I don't get blamed for stuff. It's happened so much in my past that I'm not really into it anymore. People can't behave. They need to learn. So there we go. Take that with the other batteries. Hyundai Electric Factory. I believe it's a lead acid battery, yes. So, need to get this cables out of here. Isn't it good? Need to cut that off. I think it's time we went for a. I don't want this video to be too long. You know, just get a bit done and get onto it tomorrow. I think what happens with people, what they remember and what they recall is not what. I think you get that quite a lot, don't you? Like, that lady will see things differently, and that's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism for people. So they don't have to face up to reality, and they can they can have their own. Yeah. God, that's Ferrous. That's partly Ferrous. Wow. They've got their own coping mechanisms, which means they don't have to. So they won't have to face up to reality. If you can have an alternate, and then your own mind can trick you as well. You go into this fight or flight type thing. So I mean, I think it is better if you can love people. You learn to love them, even those that wish you harm. So that's a very difficult thing to do. So are you loving or are you a fool? You know, which is it? See this is like, so that's, what you do is get a knife and cut that right down there and you've got copper out there. So I think we'll do that. Well, that's Ferrous. Oh, it's because of the big thing in the middle, look. See the thing there? Oh, it's Ferrous, the whole thing is. Well, not exactly. It is Ferrous. It's Ferrous, Fergus. Fergus, it's Ferrous. Ferrous, Fergus. Fergus. Okay then guys, well, it's curry again tonight, so I'll curry again, still got curry left over. I think a lot of the argument was based upon the fact that I'm quite well off, so I don't need MD to buy me a sandwich. I think that's what it was predicated on. Which is totally and completely not missing the point of why the lady was doing it. She was doing it because she was showing some kind of kindness towards me, and the cost of the sandwich or the quavers was irrelevant. There's aluminium in here. You've got to watch when you're doing this sort of thing that you don't land up with grease all over your hands, which can very often happen. Well, we'll just chuck that in the steel, but there's actually, no, there's copper in there. We'll put that in here. Oh, look at this. That would have been handy for some of the things I pick up. I don't know if it's been battered. Yeah, might just keep this one actually. That is charger for the eye. Not sure that'll do that job, it might do. I mean, this is a mixture of steel and aluminium. Is it really worth taking all this apart? I don't think so. But like, maybe it's not that difficult. Just unscrew the 3 bolts. a little wee piston there, look. Yeah. God, it really is a waste of time taking this apart. Really. This aluminium we're getting out of this. Ah, Jesus. Oh, that's aluminium as well. Just chuck it in the alloy. Chuck it in there. Get this out of here. Oh, you can. That's it clean. Right, what else we got? Taking this in the house, we're always looking for these. Oh no, it's got a charging. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Might be handy. I think we'll just keep this one. It's got a charging. Because often you get things that have got like that missing. I think we'll take that in the house, aye. What about the rest of this? Right, that's. Chuck that in the bin. Just take the wires away. And I don't mean people harm, but at the same time I'm not prepared to be people's punch bag, you know. For the most part, most of us that go to that group are abuse victims. For the most part, I would say it's the reason that we're somehow in our life has just got the better of us, you know. We've been abused by life. So I think this is Ferrous. This, we need to get a knife. We need to get a knife. We need to cut that cable off there. So what I did, because that didn't work out today, this is me doing this instead, which is try to be productive and try to do something useful with your time. So what I need to do is to get all this done before I start. Hoping to get into the art room at some point soon. Right, I think that'll do that then now. Go and have a cup of tea. That's it. Like that thing. Oh. Why did you not take that off? Take that off. That's cabling. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I've often wondered about, can you actually what about, can I actually do this? Like, could you video like this? Like that? Well, I reckon you could, but it's not going to, it'll probably fall out and damage the device, wouldn't it? So we're just going to do it for a few mementos. Because your zip would either, I don't think you can do this. I don't think so. Although I'm doing it right now. when people know what they know, I think sometimes, see, I'm going to have to go mental with this and hammer it. Right, so thanks for watching. Bye. We're going to go in and have a cup of tea.